Live from the McDonald's bathroom, Alex Manoah destroyed after his return start to the Toronto Blue Jays. It's Pod by the River, episode 30. I'm your host today, Ed Hand. I'm joined by not one, not two, but three co-hosts. That's right. Today, we are a quartet, not of the barbershop variety, but we are a quartet. The first is, the Iowa Enigma, the destroyer of Des Moines, the guy who drove 3 hours to see a bullpen game. It's Hogdale. How are you doing, chum?
I'm doing pretty good, man. A little tired. I mean, I got back today, 3-hour drive on the way home, recorded a stream, and, I really am a true sicko. Like, I went to go watch that Red Sox game, a bullpen game where that team actually pitched pretty well. Unfortunately, the lineup was on real trolling hours, especially Rafael Devers. I mean, he really doubled up with the post-game quote too, but we'll get to that later. But I'm doing good otherwise, brother.
I think he heard you, ranting and raving about how great he is, and he was like, Hogdale, that's too much pressure, and I've got to show you why. I really think you shouldn't have put that pressure. You know that as goes Hogdale, so goes Raffy. You just put too much on him.
No.
All right. Also joined.
The premise.
We were also joined by the hunk of the Hudson Valley, our local Alpha Zaddy, Ryan Brady.
What's up, everybody? How we doing, Ed?
Oh, how are you liking these this poetry that I'm dropping? I've been really inspired by the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef that I know absolutely nothing about. I see a lot of people talking about it, and I like that people are super excited about it. So it's like, oh man, maybe I should up my game too, so I can make people happy, because that's what the point of all of it is, right? It's to make people happy.
I love it. Like, I love your poetry. And full disclosure, I have no idea who the fuck Kendrick Lamar is. None.
Oh my God, Brady, for the love of
none.
This is maybe the most Brady is old portion of the show I've ever seen.
There's
been a lot of them.
Brady's never beating the old dad allegations, man.
To be fair, he's never tried to refute them.
No.
He's always just been himself.
Guilty as charged.
Who the fuck is he? Can we at least
I'll let the fourth member of our Power Rangers team here, the one, the only, Justin Gonzalez, aka Kendrick Lamar himself.
That's right. I am Kendrick Lamar, and I just want to say Drake is a bitch.
No, what was that? What's the lyric from fucking Meet the Grams? It's like, oh, he's a hit maker, songwriter, and a fucking deadbeat who should never see more life.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, just pretty much telling Drake that he should die, and he's like the worst father ever, and
also that he's a sex trafficker, also that he's a pedophile. Also,
it's just like on and on and on. But
what did Drake do? What did he do to piss off?
What didn't he do? That's the better question.
He has a lot of enemies, and I don't know why. Yeah, I really don't know why, man. Everyone hates
me neither.
Him. Yeah.
So my understanding is that Drake was shot when he was like a teenager and is like in a wheelchair. So it's a little strange to me that there are people that are so mad at this guy. Like, he's already been through it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a reason he got shot, and that all those reasons has carried over to now. I don't know.
The reason he got shot actually was because I believe someone else was supposed to get shot by a kid that was bullied, and Drake just kind of got in the way. I've only ever watched Degrassi with my wife.
Yeah, he's talking about Degrassi.
The plot.
I've never seen it.
It's the show Drake acted in.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was amazing.
Loved it.
Well, we can, if you guys want, we can actually do a podcast show on just the Drake, and it'll be just us three teaching it to Brady. You know what I mean? And then Brady would be like, whatever questions you have, we'll field it, and we'll kind of go through.
We'll play all the diss tracks in order, so it really gets the full scope of the story.
Maybe we could do that as like a special episode if people want it. We can do like one of those subscription things, like pay $5 and we'll teach Brady. About Lamar beef.
Yeah.
My weekend because of this beef has been so good. I'm sure Justin's is feeling the same way because I'm a major Kendrick Lamar meat rider.
It's been me too. It's been really entertaining because instead of like, your usual bantering on Twitter and social media with other sports fans, this was rap fans. So it's like a totally different arena for me. And it's like you got to get adjusted to it a little bit. You know what I mean? So kind of keeps.
How many of them want to fight you?
Probably they're Drake fans, so they don't want to fight. You know what I mean? They just want to, cry about it and then
get their nails done.
Exactly.
Yeah. Get a BBL and then get a latte with the girls.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a good time.
We'll explain to you, Brady, what a BBL is later.
Is that a Brazilian butt lift?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm glad that I didn't get that one wrong, because that one would have been a pretty embarrassing one. But...
No, you nailed it on the head, man.
I knew it too.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
All right, so 6 minutes into this episode, let's talk about the Red Sox. And this was games 1 and 2 were stinkers. Let's be totally honest. I didn't really watch game 1. I went to the Woo Sox game and I listened to the very disappointing ending on the way home. I was talking to people and I learned some stuff that I didn't want to learn about certain Red Sox players, but we're not going to talk about that on air because I don't want to
not trying to air motherfuckers
for anything. But I told Hogdale about it, and Hogdale was like, "I'm not surprised," but oof. Got to see Emmanuel Valdez hit an absolute bomb of a home run there.
Oh yeah.
Got to see Jason Alexander throw a pretty decent game. Nico Cavadas made some nice scoops at first. I'm actually slowly warming up to the idea of them calling him up if both Dom Smith and Garrett Cooper get hurt.
With the way the season's going, that might be a possibility, man.
Right?
Honestly,
right? No, but
I hate to say it.
Yeah, Ref Snyder. We'll talk about that when we get to Game 3. But what are my notes on Game 1? It was Houck versus Chris Paddock. I think is his name.
Paddock.
Chris Paddock.
Paddock. Yeah.
Paddock. Anybody? How'd Houck look? The numbers look fine. Like not great, but fine.
I want to say that he kind of had one inning where it kind of just all fell apart. He kind of looked like old Houck. He didn't have his good stuff, and the Twins capitalized on that. So it just kind of shows you that you can kind of regress back to the mean, like what Houck was kind of looking like in parts last year very easily, and hopefully he bounces back from it. He didn't look sharp.
No, see, that's the funny thing, though, is like, yeah, he looked like old Houck, but also at the same time, what that happened at the beginning of the 7th inning, that's a major progression in his character development.
Yeah.
And the problem was before, it's like this would happen in like the 4th or late in the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And like just being honest, like looking at his box score right now, which I'm doing, and so I really shouldn't compare it to last year because we would have fucking killed for this last year. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. I mean, that's like last year would have been a fucking godsend. So
literally,
yeah. No, I think Brady, you didn't really get to watch this one either, right?
Not too much. I was kind of in and out doing stuff, but he's throwing a lot of pitches, man. He's throwing a lot of pitches. So to see right now they have Monday off and Thursday off. I think those kind of breather days, those are kind of big right now.
Yeah, and the bullpen's been working a ton too. But there wasn't really a lot to say in this one. Then a good opportunity in the first inning, runners on second and third, and no outs, and nobody scored. And it just didn't get any better from there. Pat just carved them up. And it wasn't that far out of reach for a while. And then Reese McGuire, was that the game where McGuire made that weird throw where there was like a bunt and he like threw it into the outfield or something?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, Kyle Teal cannot come here and replace this fucking weirdo like fast enough. He's so bad. I'm so tired of his defense. I'm so tired of watching consistently poor catcher defense from both of these two fucking goofballs every single night. At least with Teal, and like it gets alternating with Wong. It's like, you know what? Fine. At least every other night, it's shit catcher defense. But like fucking with these two, like literal fucking buffoons, it's every night I got to see some kind of mistake, whether it's framing, whether it's making a dump throw to second base, whether it's a fucking brain dead base running mistake, or dude, When Reese stole third today, he's so lucky. He's so lucky he pulled that swim move off, dude. Oh my God. I was about to send a bomb through the mail into his house. I was done with him. I was so done with him. I cannot stand him, man. Teal can't get here fast enough. He really can't.
I don't feel the same way about Wong's defense. He definitely makes some mistakes with blocking and with the framing or whatever. But I mean, like the play, he also makes plays that other guys aren't going to make. Like again, like that one we saw the other day with like the slide and the spin and everything. Like if Connor Wong is your number 2 catcher that's playing against lefties, you're in good shape.
Hell yeah!
Now he's the number 1 catcher playing against everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Wong's defense isn't as bad as it seems. Like
it looks pretty bad in person.
No, of course. Like there's gonna be times. Yeah, he had a bad game. There's gonna be times where he, has bad games. There's gonna be times where he made that play against the Giants last week. You just kind of have to live with it until Teal's ready, honestly.
Yeah. Anything else we got about the first game?
Nah, it just
mostly
sucked.
that it was just embarrassing that they're letting Chris actual Paddock fucking carve them up like with a 94, 95 mile per hour fastball. Like you're all embarrassing yourselves. You're embarrassing yourselves and you're embarrassing this organization. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean he's looked nasty at times this season. Still not like how he first looked when he first came up. But that's no excuse. I mean, this offense should have easily handled him, and they just didn't. So
yeah, that seems to be the consensus. So they lost that one 5-2. Let's go into game 2. We've got the Hogdale report for this one. It was a Pablo Lopez versus the entire Red Sox bullpen. It was a bullpen game, but Babibble started it. King Babibble.
Yeah.
So Hogdale, you were there. Let's hear it.
I think if I'm being honest, though, I was there with my best friend. I was there with my mom, my grandma, and my grandpa. And I'm going to be completely honest, gang. I think I spent about 85% of that game finding creative ways to call David Hamilton a bum. I really did. I found a way to do it. I was like, look at this fucking McDonald's fry cook employee getting ready to, get ready for his next job. At some point during the game, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. At this point, he's downgraded. I think I'm going to have to shift him off to a local Burger King. He's not good enough for McDonald's. He fucking stinks. The other half was seeing Connor Wong not blocking balls properly and allowing runners to get in position. And then runners scored. But then again, I can't be mad at him because they scored 1 run. You scored 1 fucking run. What is wrong with you people? I'm so glad they won game 3 because I was so mad after games 1 and 2. And I watched this game in person. I'm like, oh, yeah, I picked the wrong game. I got to go watch a bullpen game. The bullpen was fine. They were more than fine. They didn't even get 3 runs. That's completely fine. You can do that. You can't fucking I saw Raffy with the bases loaded, completely lay an egg, and I'm like, God damn, it's just not our day. When that happened, I'm like, well, game's over. Fuck, I think by the end we left 8 on base. Complete joke. I saw Cam Boozer give up a fucking nuke of a home run in person. I saw literally the sound off the bat. And I'm like, oh fuck, that's gone. And yeah, just crazy how high the ball gets in the air when you see it in person. You don't realize it on TV, and you're like, God damn, that shit is up there.
Yeah.
So it was not great. Not gonna lie.
But the bullpen didn't actually pitch that. I mean, 3 runs for a bullpen game really isn't that bad. Did anybody stand out to you of the pitching?
I thought Weissert looked very, very good. Obviously, first inning, Bernardino looked fine. Slayton got hit around a little bit, but he also kind of got BABIP'd, didn't he? I mean, I thought he looked fine for the most part, but if I had to pick one, I think Weissert looked the best.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm just looking at my notes. I don't really have it. It was kind of a forgettable game, honestly.
Yeah, I got the stat sheet in front of me right now.
It's 3-1. Nothing exciting happened.
I mean, yeah, it's what? Jaron Duran came in, he took a walk. Fucking cool. Wow.
Thank you, Jaron. Very cool.
Yeah, thank you, Willier had an RBI. Thank you, Willier. You were the only light in my life. It's put the LeBron James "You Are My Sunshine" meme and replace it with Willier Abreu's face. That's what that game was for me, basically.
I love Willier. All right. Anything anybody wants to add on to game 2 before we move to something that we actually are interested in talking about?
Pavetta and Whitlock can't get here soon enough because anytime you have a bullpen game against a guy like Pablo Lopez, I mean, you're just setting yourself up for fucking disaster. Right?
Oh, and actually, I forgot to mention, if I was going to pick the reliever who looked the best, because I was thinking Red Sox, fucking Johan Duran is an alien.
Yeah. No, that's a guy that, like, if it's sort of like Mason Miller, where, like, yeah, his elbow is eventually going to explode, but it's going to be a hell of a ride until we get there.
Yeah. When I was streaming game 1 of the series, I'm like, hopefully we get something done. The thing is, it just shows how little I watch the Twins because they're usually blacked out in my area, so I don't get to watch them. But watching Johan Duran just like effortlessly pump 103 over and over and over again. He's pumping he's got a splitter, he's throwing 97. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's Zach Kelly's fastball. Zach Kelly's fastball is 97 miles per hour. This motherfucker is throwing a splitter at 97 miles an hour.
If Babe Ruth saw a 100-mile-an-hour splitter, he would fucking shit his pants and then explode. Honestly, like that is fucking witchcraft.
I saw Duran come in, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we just lose then. Because, like, you're not getting a hit off this guy.
I like that with O'Neill there. He's, like, threw, like, 3 consecutive curveballs to O'Neill, like, where he's sitting fastball every pitch, because you kind of have to, right? Yeah. And just 84-mile-an-hour curveball. 84-mile-an-hour curveball. Oh, he's not going to try that 3 times. Exactly. This is the fastball. He's just bullying people.
It's not good sportsmanship. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... Come on, guys. Like, you've won a lot in a row. Things have been going good in Minnesota. Be better.
It just kind of shows how good Wilyer Abreu is because, like, I was genuinely impressed he got a single off of him at the game I was at. Like, I was like, God damn, man. Like, because he clearly sat fastball all the way and just caught up to it. Yeah. Got it out for a single. And I'm like, good for you, man. I didn't even know it was possible to make contact off this motherfucker.
It was a good.
It looked like it hurt too because it was like right off of like his hands, wasn't it? Oh. And it just sort of narrowly got by the second baseman.
It's correct. Also, note Johan Duran's entrance is fucking majestic.
What is it?
Like, because it starts
from Hansel Robles.
Yeah, it starts off with the Undertaker gong.
Yeah.
It's not the full song though. He starts with the gong, and then it goes to a different song, which I believe is in Spanish, and it's insane aura. If anyone earns it, it's Johan Duran. It's fucking crazy.
Absolutely.
That and then also
Edwin Diaz's.
Oh, the trumpets.
Edwin's is great. Other than that, though, the other big note was I thought was very cute when Rafi like struck out to end the inning. Like he just like leaves his stuff at the plate and then like goes to third base. And Sadon brought his hat and glove out for him. I thought that was cute.
That's very funny.
Also, Cole Sands, who closed the game, comes out to Darude Sandstorm, and I thought that was very funny.
Oh, like Koji.
Yeah. Just like Cole Sands,
thinks he's
Darude
Koji.
Sandstorm.
All right, so that was game 2. So they're down 0-2 in the series. Everyone's kind of depressed. And who came to the mound? I'll let his biggest supporter, the leader of the Coop troop, Ryan Brady.
He just comes out, things are sliding, things aren't looking good. Sox are reeling. What do you need? Quality fucking start, right? Quality fucking start. And what do they get?
4 1/3 innings.
Well, hold on. I feel like he was pulled a little early, and I am not overtly critical of Alex Cora ever, but I think he could have gone the 5. However, with tomorrow being an off day, I understand this was one that you just had to make sure that you won. And another good showing for your friend, my homie, Cooper Criswell.
What I liked the most about Cooper Criswell in this game was that when the bases were loaded against him and no outs, and he just not a strikeout guy, and he just casually struck out the next 2 batters. It's like, oh well, this isn't working, so I guess I'm just gonna get a couple of Ks here and get out of this unscathed.
Cooper Criswell, run the strikeout play.
Why didn't I think of that before?
I think O'Brien actually referred to as the most impressive inning pitched in terms of getting out of jam that he's seen from a Red Sox pitcher the entire season so far.
Definitely could be.
Yeah, that's valid. I think that's very valid. Bases loaded, no outs. Yeah,
I think there was another time when Houck may have done that too early in the season. I don't really remember, but coming from a guy like Cooper Criswell to do that, yeah, that's pretty good.
How do you pull though? Like in if Pavetta and Whitlock both come back healthy, how do you pull Criswell from the rotation? Like what else?
You can't.
He's just he gives him a chance to win every fucking time he gets out there.
Yeah, I feel like the right way to go about this is Whitlock is gonna have to go to the bullpen. Like, and it's his fault. Like, he can be a starter, but like the rotation doing what it's doing right now, and Cooper Criswell literally gives you zero reason to take him out of the rotation. Why ruin a good thing? And
because he can't go more than 5 innings, and you saw Cora pulling him out before he even got there, even though things were going pretty well. They don't trust him to be able to go more than 80 pitches, and because of that, I personally prefer him as a swingman.
Yeah, okay. I don't. So, like, if you want him to take Winkowski's role in the bullpen, then do you send Winkowski down and keep him stretched out?
Or you just use Winkowski as a reliever since he was so effective in that role last year. Use him 1-2 innings. Use him like they use Slayton, just one or two inning stretches. Use Kelly that way. I'm fine with Criswell being the long man. I really am.
Oh, I love when we're not on the same page at it. It makes things more exciting this way.
Way more interesting if we're not just jerking each other off.
But here's the thing. You have Chris Martin right now that was clearly not right?
I think he's getting IL'd.
Right. Yeah. They 1,000% need another late inning arm, right? That they can really trust. I'll fight to tooth and nail. I'm not saying that Whitlock can't start. I'm saying that I think we're at the point right now where he's missed time. It would take a while to build him back up. Let's go ahead right now and let's see, because the truth really is, I don't know. It's not that he doesn't have the talent level to do it. It's that we haven't seen a healthy stretch from him now in a long time as a starting pitcher. It would take a while to build him back up. Criswell is giving you no reason not to. If you get 5 innings from your number 5 starting pitcher, you take that all day, every freaking day. They could use Whitlock in that pen 100%.
But you don't need to depend on your relievers as much if you have a starter that's going more than 5 innings. And that's the thing. That's the issue I have there with Criswell more than anything else, is that they
But I don't think Whitlock has
him. I don't think trust him to do it.
I don't think Whitlock has shown now like some dependable, durable, I give you 7 innings every time out guy. I think now we're the allure of what he could be versus what he actually is, I think, are 2 different things.
But the profile is still different as a pitcher too. It's a totally different profile.
Hogdale?
I did math. So I did some math here because I wanted to do the comparison between the two. And basically, funnily enough, Cooper Criswell and Garrett Whitlock have basically pitched almost an identical amount of time. Criswell has gone 5 games and Whitlock has gone 4 games. And Criswell is at an innings pitched amount of 20.2. Houck, I believe, is at 18.1. So with the magic of using the fucking calculator on my computer, I was able to deduce that Criswell averages, on average, about exactly 4 innings a start. Houck, at this point, averages about 4.525. So 4.5.
4.5.
Okay, let's throw in the starts from last season, though, with Whitlock. If we're
Criswell has a better ERA by 0.2. I believe he has like a 1.76, and Houck has like a 1.96.
So they're essentially they're the same pitcher for
almost.
now.
I haven't checked their underlying stats, obviously.
Well, except one throws about 6 miles an hour harder. Like, Criswell's not a hard tosser. And this isn't a knock on Criswell. I'm fine with it as your number 5 starter. It's just like, would you rather use the guy that is better as a starter, or would you rather use the guy that makes more sense as a swingman? I would rather them be in the roles that better suit them.
For me personally here, I don't know how many times we have to keep going into the, all right, it was just this. It was just his knee, it was his hip, it was elbow, it was this. Like, it's always something. And the truth really is, I feel like there's enough behind it to see, even if you don't want to get to the argument again, you could just say you'd have to build him back up. Like he's been down now for a while. This was supposed to be a short duration. I don't think he's one start out.
He just did a bullpen today. He's been down. I don't think he I think didn't Pavetta get hurt before he did?
Nick Pivetta has shown anything, it's that he can log innings. Right? Like that's something that he definitely can do.
Right, but if we're talking about if we're talking about build-up time, it hasn't exactly been that long that Pivetta needed to build up. It was a bullpen session and a rehab start. So let's let Whitlock do his rehab start, see where he's at.
I actually just looked at the under the hood numbers between Criswell and Whitlock, and I'm actually kind of shocked at how good Criswell's under the hood numbers are. Thing is Houck's basically Whitlock is basically, he's just above middle of the road. He's 65 percentile in barrel percentage and hard hit rate. Right now, Criswell is 82nd in barrel percentage and 90 percentile in hard hit rate. It's like you said, though, Whitlock does go a bit longer, but then also another contributing factor is that Criswell is 88th percentile walk rate. And Houck right now is not Whitlock, for fuck's sake, Brain.
You got Houck on the brain, buddy. I mean, I can't blame you. Have you seen that mustache? He looks like a 90s like Matrix style villain or something would have that mustache.
Yeah. But Whitlock's fucking walk rate is sitting 41 percentile, 41st percentile. So I'm actually kind of shocked at how good Criswell's under the hood numbers are. They're great.
It's also a very small sample size for both parties.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just saying it's basically the exact same sample size for both of them.
Yeah, just small sample size for both. I remember who Cooper Criswell was last year. Also, I think that's the other part.
Maybe I don't like Cooper Criswell's dumb fucking face. Maybe he's an idiot. Maybe he's a fucking goofball, and I don't want him pitching for my team.
I think he has a cute face. I think he has a cute face. That's very rude of you.
He's adorable.
I like Cooper Criswell. I like him being on this team. I think he's somebody that you can stretch out, and he's like a Stretch Armstrong. You stretch him out, and then you use him for a shorter dose, and he's fine. You re-stretch him, and it's okay. But I also think that Whitlock isn't the kind of guy, and we've seen this, that does really responds well to swapping roles. Criswell, I don't know. I don't really care with him either. If I'm being 100% honest, he's
of course
really well in the 4 or 5 starts or whatever it is that we've seen him, but he's still a slapdick that they signed for $1 million because Tampa didn't want him anymore.
Yeah, but his stuff works here. Can't really explain it, but it just does.
He's done a good job. He's done a great job.
He gives the staffs a different look too, right?
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for that. They don't have any lefty starters, right? You know what I mean? Like, but some guy kind of throwing slop. I think it's good. God, I love the speed at which he pitches.
That I can not agree with you more on that. Like, that is, everybody should just get the ball and throw it. That's great. Yeah. And I do like, he's sort of a throwback because he's one of these guys that he's not going to overpower you. He's going to induce weak contact. He's going to figure out, okay, this guy's weak against this, and I'll work it that way. That's tough for getting through the lineup 3 times, though. Like, there isn't that much of a room for error with him because of the stuff. Which is, again, why I like him as a swingman. I think that, what's the other guy's name? Uwasawa is kind of like, it's a similar sort of thing where the stuff isn't quite good enough that he can get away with making mistakes. I think Whitlock's stuff is a little bit better in that, he can just throw a fastball and like, okay, this might not be exactly, but hey, I can throw hard.
It's not a bad problem to have.
No, isn't this? Remember really at the beginning of the season when it was like we don't have any starters, and then Giolito got hurt.
Now we have too many starters.
We have too many starters, guys. We have too many starters. It's this is terrible.
Is a 6-man rotation on the table here or no?
I'd be fine.
Are we
with
past
that?
Yeah,
I would be 100% okay with that.
That might
not be a bad idea.
Because let's think about it, right? Whitlock, his innings, like he can go for as long as he goes. Excuse me, damn.
Oh,
that was before he got injured. Is he going to be still going out there for as long as he was after the IL stint? Who knows? I really don't know. So maybe a 6-man rotation might help get everybody back onto the same page health-wise. I really don't know. It wouldn't be the first time that they would go to a 6-man rotation in the middle of a season either. So.
Well, especially in a big stretch like this one that's coming up where it's like 22 games in 23 days or something.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
I wouldn't hate that.
Exactly. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced that, but we'll see. I guess like I said, it's a good problem to have, though.
Scale, like, did any of us expect to be having this conversation on May 5th? Like,
No,
Not even a little bit.
no.
Totally.
Cooper Criswell is doing doing a fantastic job. What? Yeah, like it's
Not
it's
even in my
it's
dreams.
such a good problem to have.
I
It's
didn't
such a
even.
good problem to have.
It is. I didn't even think that this was in the realm of like reality. This conversation. But
I did.
Did
From
you?
the second
Did
Cooper
you?
Criswell was signed, I was like, fuck
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. That was your man, huh? That was your
Yep.
guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I identified him early. I was like, that's the guy. Yep.
You know how we knew? Dave Dombrowski called him up on like their
That's
special
right.
two-way walkie-talkie and said, "Oh, Brady, I was trying to get him. But I couldn't do it. Breslow,
That's
he's too tough for me. I couldn't beat him." I don't
Dave,
know why
owner
that's-
of the best record in MLB. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. For now.
Yep.
Um,
Draining their minor league system as we speak. Yes.
Oh, is Dave? Are you talking? Did you see Trey Turner got hurt though?
I did
6
not
weeks.
like that. That's
He's out for
6
like
weeks.
6 weeks. Which I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not concerned. My boy Whit Merrifield will just have to get a little more playing time. It's fine.
2-hit Wit.
2-hit Whit, baby. Hey, he had a home run yesterday.
Did he? Good
It's
for
up to
him.
250 on the batting average. Let's
Wow.
go.
Take that.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's like
I
four
have
quadrants.
so much of just me being petty at people for hating how much I liked Whit Merrifield, riding on him having a good year just so I can keep on being like 2-hit Whit, baby.
I feel like everybody has a player like that.
Oh,
They like that
100%.
everybody else hates. You know.
Who's yours, Justin?
That's a good question. I was just trying to think of mine. I don't know. I'm afraid to say it, but I do like Machado.
Oh, I actually like him too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's a good
like
player.
like
I don't know if I've
The-
ever seen Brady look more disgusted in my entire life.
the
He's so
Pedroia
good, though.
shit sucks. Like that was dirty.
He
Honestly,
was
it
young
really
and he
was,
needed
but
the money.
Yeah, he's such a good player, man. He's such a good fucking
Future
player.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think so. Brady's
Okay,
staring
Brady.
through my fucking soul.
Brady, who do you like that everyone else hates?
Oh God, you know what? His name is escaping. He's the middle infielder. I'm gonna find him with Miami. Wait. Hold on. Give me a second. Come
Miguel
go to Hogdale.
Rojas?
No. He was with the Phillies for a while. Shit.
Oh, Jean Segura.
Yeah, I love
You
him.
love Segura. That's true. You kept on being like,
Yeah, I'm not. Where is he?
People hate him.
I don't think he signed with anybody this year.
I feel
That's
like
right.
I feel like
he's-
people do hate him. Yeah, I feel like
Teams
yeah.
hate him. They won't sign him. I guess. Right?
Yeah,
He's a
no,
free
he's-
agent right now.
Is he?
let's get him.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
get him.
Yeah.
Call him up.
How about
Welcome
you,
back,
Hogdale?
Von Grissom.
How about you, Hogdale?
I mean, the classic one, I really don't think I have many right now. I mean, my all-time classic one was I always liked A-Rod. I always thought it was funny that everyone else hated him so much.
I did too.
I don't know. I like greatness. I like unabashed greatness. I also like people who know that they're great. That makes me
Yeah.
laugh. Actually, the answer now would be Jose Altuve for that almost the same reasons.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's
Also
a
because
good
it looks
one.
like he actually didn't cheat, and everyone around him kind of did.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Although
Doing something.
I'm a very big cheating guy, pro cheating over here. Winners cheat.
Are you? Yeah,
Winners cheat. Yeah, that's why I'm fucking Barry Bonds' #1 advocate.
yeah. So am I. So am I.
Here's another hit, Barry Bonds.
More bars from Hogdale.
I listen to hip hop, brother. I listen. They think I don't.
All right, so let's go back to the
Well, we
game
don't just get the
three.
chain on.
Let's go
for
back-
fuck's sake.
Let's go back to game three. We got a couple more highlights that happened today. Big hit for me. We had some good ones later, but the big one for me was the Cedon Rafaela 2-run digger. Brady doesn't like that, but I thought that was huge. They were tied 1-1. He did it off Joe Ryan, who has consistently owned the Red Sox ass.
Yep.
Love me some Cedon starting to actually hit the ball a little bit. Who was your big hit there then, Brady?
Vaughn Grissom's like, hey, what's up? Everyone makes fun of me because the way I throw, which is the stupidest fucking thing I could possibly. I'm already so against all this stuff, but he comes in, he drives the opposite field. Like he gave it
backflipped that shit
fucking
too.
ride. And he gave the bat flip because he's like, I tagged it, which I like a little sass. Like, don't
I
get
like
me
that.
wrong, a little bit of sass, right? I've been waiting for this guy for a while. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna take a little time. You know, he hasn't seen Major League pitching in a long time. Let him come in, get comfortable, start on the road. I kind of like that. But that kind of like separated, the game was still close, but that kind of gave this separation and allowed them to breathe. They needed this, right? They need that separation.
Yep.
Not that Raphael's hit is huge. Love it. But man, Vaughn Grissom, welcome to Boston. Been waiting for it.
He's the youngest
He also
player
made a
on the
really
active
nice
roster,
play, I
right?
thought.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I thought he made a
Well-
really nice play on that ball that got hit like right at him, but like that was nuked. And that was a play that we've seen Emmanuel Valdez Olay time after time.
Mhm.
And he just, he just made it very effortless. I think it was a 4-6-3 double play. It was great.
No, 100%. I got to say, there's some times where I partake in the Red Sox internet and Red Sox Twitter, and I really just need to think to myself, like, I really need to stop valuing other people's opinions that are not mine. Because, like, fucking, I just see, like, it takes, like, Vaughn Grissom's bad at defense. I've seen enough after, like, one game. He didn't do anything bad even once a little bit. And I'm like, these people are humans and they have the same kind of brain as me. And that frightens me. It scares me. It makes me doubt the credibility of every other person. It made me question, like, if I should ever trust people ever again. Like, that's the kind of crisis I was having. Like, looking at Red Sox Twitter, like, are people really this brain dead? Are they really this stupid? People really, maybe we do deserve less. Fucking dogs are better. They've always been better.
No.
I got a DM from Brady right after, like, in the middle of the game, being like, "I'm not watching it right now. Does Grissom's defense really that bad?" And I hadn't been watching it either, so I was like, "I don't know, man. Is it?"
So then I watched Sox in 60 and I'm like, the fuck? Like, I don't understand what the hell is going on. They want the little side flip. He likes to go over the shoulder. You know what? Get the fucking out. Just make the play, get the out. And you know what? That's what he's done. I mean, so what? It's not to your standards, right? To you want Emmanuel Valdez's fucking shit back? Is that what you want? You want
David Hamilton?
Yeah, thank you. Is that what you want? You finally got a real Major League Baseball player. You don't know what the fuck to do with it. Enjoy it. Yeah. Fucking enjoy it before he gets hurt again, because you know it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, I agree, man. Just get the fucking out. Whatever's more comfortable for you, do it to get the out effectively. And this isn't the time to be tinkering with how you throw mid-season. Like, that's not when you do that. You do that in the winter. If you go back down to AAA, I really wouldn't see why he would do that. But if you are going down to AAA, you have time to tinker with that. But right now, during in the middle of games, that's not the time to be changing stuff like that, mechanics, and just get the fucking out. Just like you said, I love that. Yeah.
I don't remember if, like, throwing mechanics for a second baseman ever mattering. Like, you're not throwing it very far. You're throwing it like 30 feet.
It's a little unconventional, but yeah, exactly. Who the fuck cares? There's a whole bunch of fielding experts on Twitter all of a sudden, which I never knew, but
Also, like, people are commenting on this. Like, again, we haven't been watching David Hamilton like have to crow hop throws from that exact same distance. Like, fucking, let's be completely and utterly honest with ourselves, guys. I understand you're all miserable and your goal is to suck away the enjoyment of every other Red Sox fan. Like, it's like the color drainer from, like, I can't remember what show it is, and like everything becomes like black and white and we all just hate the team. But fucking, like, genuinely, he looks fine. He looked fine today. I literally was confused because I was streaming, so I didn't see the narrative forming as it happened. I literally felt like I was in Bizarro World reading Twitter after the game. I'm like, did we watch the same game? No, because they're fucking watching a game with hate tinted glasses.
Yeah. So let's actually use that as a segue, though, because we did get to see David Hamilton's defensive stylings at shortstop again today.
I hate him so much.
After Rob Refsnyder had to leave the game. Sounds like it's some kind of a hamstring thing. The way that things have been going, I would bet this is going to be an IL trip. Hopefully not for that long. Maybe it was just precautionary. He's been such a good hitter. He had a double today. He had an RBI double today. Just a solid pros pro. Who do you think they bring up, though, if he goes down?
You know what? I have
stop. God damn it, no.
I don't think
Please,
it's Bob.
no.
I don't think so.
Here's the thing. I don't think so. I know who I think it is, but
who is it? Who do you think it is?
Romy Gonzalez. He's on in the third game of his rehab assignment. He went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs today, and he stole a base. Looks fine. They can play him in a lot of he's more versatile than Ref Snyder. He's not as good of a hitter, but he's a right-handed bat that you can use. I think it would be Romy.
This just in here. After the game, Cora said, quote, he's doing okay in terms of Ref Snyder. He felt like at that moment just to come out to avoid something bigger. It doesn't seem like an IL thing, but the way things are going here, you never know.
That's so funny.
First of all, I love that Corey is one of us.
Yeah. I mean, he's absolutely right. You don't really hear that from a manager, though.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
That's a relief, though. That's really a relief. Because I just remember when, like, Cassis had to leave the game, and it was like, Cora was just like, oh, no, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
So hopefully, though, that's not... Because you can also get away with Ref Snyder being out for a little bit. Like, they can use other guys there. I think him just being in the dugout, honestly, is so important. Just as that veteran voice that they lost when Story got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Romy makes sense. You would ideally want it to be a righty, right? Like that's really you're replacing more of the right-handed bat than you are the outfielder, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it would have to be Romy. Yeah, I really don't know who else it would be.
I think it just gives an opportunity for Cooper and Smith to be in the same lineup at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So bigger problems. Yeah.
I still love Dom Smith. I can't tell you why. I know he ran into a stupid out the other day, but you have to hit the ball pretty hard to run into a stupid out.
I was very mad. I believe I tweeted as soon as that happened, maybe before you guys even saw the play, like, Dom, get ready to learn Taiwanese, buddy. And, to be honest, I shouldn't have shot that tweet out because David Hamilton deserved it more. And I couldn't use the same bullet twice in the same day. But I was very, very upset.
He can hit, though. I think he's a pretty good fielder at first base. He's got aura. I don't know what Dom Smith's aura is, but it's definitely something. I'm convinced that I don't think it's short for Dominic. I think it's short for Dominatrix. I don't know. But, that's my guy. That's my guy. He is, to me, what Garrett Cooper is to you, Brady.
I like them both. Listen, the fact that, one bad thing can open up the door, like one door closes, one door opens. We can live in a world where we both can enjoy the experience now. Like, I don't care who plays first. It doesn't mean shit to me. I want to see them both hit. Right.
Yeah. I like Coop too. He made some really nice. I like that Coop made scoops, and I like that I can say Coop's got the scoops. Like that's fun. That's fun for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think that's game 3. Do we have? I mean, Raffy hit a really nice home run today. To kind of put the final. Just kind of end the game, I guess.
Do you want to know
really well?
Dom Smith's full? Do you want to know Dom Smith's full name, or do you want to leave it a mystery?
Dominatrix Leviathan Smith.
Sounds right.
Close. His name is Dominic David Renee Smith.
Renee.
Dominatrix David Renee Smith. That's a fantastic name.
Yeah. I like it.
I was very happy to see that Raffy home run. It was very nice. I mean, after game 2, though, we failed to mention this, and we need to talk about this now. Is Raffy contender for worst quote of the year? Like up there with one of Kenley's quotes. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. This is coming from a guy who last year rightfully complained about how like the team needed help and they weren't getting any help. And this year, what does the front office do? Like when the team needs help, they take the steps necessary to bring players up who are help. And Raffy is like, they lose the first 2 of the series. It's like, well, we lost some really good players, with some roster shuffling here. We lost guys like Bobby Dahlbeck, one of the worst players in the league. Pablo Reyes, one of the worst players in the league, and Manuel Valdez, one of the worst players in the league. What? Because they're your buddies? They're your friends? Like, Jesus Christ, Raffy, I thought you, of anyone here who actually experienced winning in this city, got the program. We're trying to fucking win games here, not have a little fucking grill out with your pals. It was.
I do wonder if there was a little bit of a language barrier there, and he more meant. And this is again, like, I don't know. I just like Rafi, so I'm trying to like assume the best out of it. Maybe he just meant it takes a little bit to gel with some of the new guys who haven't played with them before. I don't know, but yeah, it was a dumb thing to say.
It was a bad quote. It was a very bad quote.
Yeah.
Wasn't as bad as Kenley's about the waking up with like a hurt back though. Like that was still worse.
No, that was Kenley's quotes are way worse. But I mean, I will say, like, you can give a little credence to Devers because he is your best player, but like this is a little like this is not defendable. I mean, you know, like you want the team to be better, right? You have to make the moves to be better. Like there's no other way around it. Like this is not like the Red Sox are doing something that no other team does. Like every fucking team does this on a daily basis. Like this is what teams do. This is the business of baseball. Like I don't know if Rafi still has some maturing to do. Maybe I mean I think people are forgetting that he is still only 26 years old.
27
I mean, he's
27.
Yeah, I mean he's still I guess still a kid in some ways, and I think having a voice like Alex Cora there to kind of tell him like this is just business, like it's not personal, and you're taking it personally. That's important. And that's one of the things that ownership should, not to kind of jump ahead, but ownership should really kind of factor that in when they're, either going to extend it Cora or, let him leave. I think it's something, that Cora is the kind of guy to keep your best player in check. And, they kind of need that in a moment like this. So
dude, like fucking, I hate criticizing Rafi ever. He's our guy.
Yeah.
If there's anyone who is the guy, Rafi's the guy. This is a dude who he's been a Red Sox since he was a literal fucking child, child on this team. He grew up like he is thoroughly through and through bred a Boston Red Sox. And like, it's why at the preseason, like people are like, why are people giving Kenley so much shit about shitting on the team, but not Rafi? It's because Rafi earned it. Rafi's won here. This is his team. He's been here literally for a fucking eternity. He has the right to do so. Kenley just fucking got here. And like to hear that quote from him, I was severely disappointed. I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is a year where you need to be taking that step to be a leader on this team. And this is just a straight up piss baby quote. Literally loading your diaper. You're a piss baby.
Yeah. And he literally picked up where Xander left off. Without missing a fucking beat, dude. Like he's literally echoing Xander's thoughts whenever they, I guess,
we over to Kevin Plawecki.
Yeah, they DFA'd Kevin Plawecki, and all of a sudden it was like, dude, Kevin Plawecki was one of the worst fucking players I've ever seen on the Red Sox before. And now you're telling me like this, no. But I will give credit to us because we are consistent. We shat on Xander when he said the same thing, and now we're shitting on Devers, and it doesn't matter who says it. If you're gonna say stupid shit, then you're gonna get shat on for it. So credit to us.
Want to do our superlatives for the series?
Yeah, let's do it.
Indeed.
All right. So player of the series, Mr. Brady. Who do you have?
Player of the series?
Sorry, hitter of the series. My bad.
Yeah, it's all right. Hitter of the series, I'm going to give it, I tipped it earlier, Vaughn Grissom's hit to separate it. That I think it was huge. Welcome to Boston.
All right. Mr. Justin, who do you have?
Quotes aside, player of the series, I'm going to go with Devers. I feel like his home run today really kind of got the Red Sox offense back on track. They were at a homerless streak for a while there, and him having a homer and kind of breaking out again. I like to see that. I think he drove in an RBI on Friday. I want to say an RBI.
Yeah,
maybe.
that double.
Yeah,
a 2-run double. That was almost a 3-run homer.
Yeah, so I'll roll with him. Quotes aside, Rafi Devers.
All right, Mr. Hogdale.
I was just double checking all the stat lines to see if who I could give it to was warranted, and I can because my boy Cedar Rafaela had a hit in every game in this series, and he also had an extremely clutch home run that got me fucking exploding out of my seat today. I think his approach has gotten a lot better recently. I think he's gotten just much more mature as a hitter recently. He's still chasing some shit that he's not supposed to, but hey. He's been steadily climbing up. He's above the Mendoza line. And in celebration of that, like with having a genuinely good series with a very clutch home run, my hitter of the series goes to Cedar Rafaela.
So I'm going to confess to you guys, I wasn't sure who I was going to pick, which is why I waited to go last on this one. And you all made really good points because I do think that Grissom, as you alluded to earlier, did have the most important hit of the series. And Devers did, I think, have the most extra base hits in the series.
Mm-hmm.
But Grissom also didn't really hit the first 2 games because he didn't play in the second one. And with Rafi, he also kind of dropped the ball in the second game where he had the bases loaded and struck out. And I think I'm going to go with Hogdale on this one. I think I'm going to go Cedar. So good picks, you guys. You guys, I'm really glad that there was like a variety in this, but I'm going to go Cedar.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's fair. Yeah.
So who wants to get to be the potential tiebreaker for pitcher? Because I don't want to have the power twice on that one.
You give it to Weston. He deserves it.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
Weston gets to be the potential tiebreaker here. I'll start. My pitcher of the series, Cooper Criswell. Because he had made listen, I know that Houck might have gone a little bit deeper. I know that Weissert might have been a little more dominant. But Criswell getting out of that bases loaded jam with no outs was awesome. And I also feel a little bad because he deserved it for his last start too, potentially. But I gave it to Cutter Crawford because I love a man that goes 7 innings. But this time, Cooper Criswell, you're my pick. Hogdale, you can go. So we'll go reverse order here.
I think I agree. I'm going with Cooper Criswell because I feel dirty trying giving it to Houck because genuinely I don't think he pitched very well. I think he got out of it at least with only 3 earned. He got through 6 innings, and I'm happy he did that. Criswell, I think, should have gone at least 5 today. I understand Cora was being safe. I thought he pitched well. He got himself out of that bases loaded jam, which ended up winning them the game, basically. So I will also go with Cooper Criswell.
How about you, Mr. Brady?
You know exactly where I'm going. As de facto president of the Coop Troop, I've been waiting for this for it seems like a couple of weeks, and to give him his due credit, he's been on the bubble of winning pitcher week now for a while.
He won it once. This is going to be his second.
I think he should have 4. He's been absolutely everything that the big free agent signee that he was expected to be. So yes, Cooper Criswell, my man.
All right. Is this going to be a clean sweep?
No, it's not.
Oh, who's it going to be?
It's really not. I'm going to throw out a name here, and it's under the radar. Brennan Bernardino is my pitcher of the series.
Ooh.
Oh, I like it.
Yep.
He got the win today.
Got the win today. Strikeout today. Started the game on, when was that? Yesterday, right?
Yep.
He started the game yesterday. Another strikeout yesterday. Cora puts him out there, and he fucking pitches. And he gets outs no matter what. And, like, he just keeps doing his job. He has a 0.63 ERA right now.
He's been great.
Like, he's been amazing. And just shoving it down the fucking throats of the people that made a decision that Joely started here in the beginning of the season over him.
No, he was so valuable. Like, Bernardino had to start in AAA, to keep him around because he's just, such a key contributor to the team. Don't look at his ERA or any of his advanced numbers or anything. Just
Brady and Justin, I think you guys are going to remember this name. I don't know if you will, Hogdale, but do you guys remember Everyday Eddie Guardado?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
It's kind of like Everyday Babibble.
Pretty much.
Everyday Babibble.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally who he is. You just put him out there and he just fucking gets the job done.
Just does his thing. Love it. So that's going to be so the winner, though, is going to be Cooper Criswell. It isn't a clean sweep, but this is his second week winning. And that brings us to America's favorite, most disgusting segment, the war criminal of the week. The poop sock, Hogdale. Who is it?
Here's the thing, Dan. This is tough. And the reason that it's tough is because, this is a player that I love. But the reasons I outlined earlier are the reason I have to give this to him. I hold our best players to a high standard. It's a standard they set for themselves. When you're a guy, we've read articles about this season where he's got to step forward to be the leader of the team. He's the guy with the biggest money Also, I saw you in person, and motherfucker, you struck out with the bases loaded. And honestly, I drove 3 hours to see that shit. And like, you fucking, like, this is how you repay me as a paying customer, you motherfucker. I love you, but Rafael Devers, I'm sorry, you deserve the poop sock this week, man. That quote is like, it's borderline unforgivable. It's lucky we all like you so much. It's lucky, good thing you've won here, because fucking a dude with less street cred than you gets booed off the team, and people never forgive you ever again. This will fly under the radar as the season goes on. And the reason it will do that is because of the quality of player you are and what you've done for us in the past. Just please stop on your Xander Bogaerts grind in terms of your shitty quotes. Let's leave it in the past. Let's grow from this. Learn from this poop sock that I'm swinging onto your front door. It's Rafael Devers, sadly.
Wow. All right, that's the poop sock for this week. Thank you so much for that, Hogdale. Thank you so much for the dancing, Brady. That was that's what I'm here for. Like, if I'm being totally serious. Let's go to our next segment today. Hogdale, are you ready to read again?
No.
Okay, well then we'll do
getting the old trust meter is a pin.
Yes, it is pinned. I actually was just checking that on my phone. See.
Yeah, because I always cyberbully you if it's not pinned.
Well, you're gonna cyberbully me
Again.
either way, but is this like a public cyberbullying?
All right, I got it pulled up. We're ready to go.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Into Space.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the most trusted bullpen ranking in the entire fucking universe.
Let's go!
The Red Sox bullpen trust-o-meter presented by our hand. Where in the world is Chris Martin, the subtitle for this one? At number 10, the Cuban Victory Cigar / Cuban White Flag, Chase Anderson. He is kind of bad, but also fine. If he's doing his job as the mop-up guy or guy when we're up by 1 trillion runs, he is fine. In a situation where anything is of consequence, pull the lever, we are in serious danger. But again, he's fine. If he's number 10 in your bullpen, you're not feeling too terrible. Number 9, now Yuki Uwasawa. The last time I saw him, I thought this guy's stuff is kind of really, really mediocre and not good. How does he get guys out? But, it's fine. He's a low leverage arm. He eats innings, so he's tolerable. I understand him being above Anderson for that exact reason. So, I mean, I'm fine with it. Number 8, actually, I think is too high. I think Cam Boozer's just legitimately a bad pitcher, dude.
You saw him give up a nuclear bomb.
Like, listen, every time this dude allows contact, it's a fucking nuke. And, like, you're basically hoping it's hit right at somebody. But if not, you're hoping it doesn't go off the score sheet or off the fucking the scorer's table or wherever the fuck. Because I watched this dude like get a nuke hit off of him, and I'm like, and then I think another out, and then every out was like again just a fucking pure line out, which is like a 600 expected batting average. I don't think he's very good. I think he has a great story. I think he has a great mustache. I just don't think he's a very good pitcher. I think he's rated too highly on this list at number 8. At number 7, Josh Winkowski, new. Because he's back in the pen now after being a starter, and he did a fine job of it. It's a good job, Wink. You got us through some games. This is fine. He's looked kind of spotty this year, but in terms of, I'm sure his FIP doesn't look pretty, but in terms of his actual results that we see on the field, he's been more than acceptable. I don't think we've had a single time in the season, except like maybe once really early in the year when we're like, wow, goddamn it, Wink, you fucked this game for us. So I'm fine with him at this placement on the trustometer. Number 6, Zach Kelly. I like Zach Kelly. Zach Kelly, from all accounts I've heard, is a very nice guy. He throws a very good fastball. I like his changeup a lot. And to me, his only bad appearance, I think he got BABIPs to death. So to me, he gets complete. I'm free to give him a pass on that one. So I don't mind him here. Above Wink is a little weird. But I like Zach Kelly, so fuck Josh Winkowski. Shit mustache.
Here's can I explain to you with Wink? He's pitching with bone spurs in his foot. That makes me trust him a little bit less, because when's that gonna get worse? When's a bone spur gonna be like his foot just catches fire like mid inning or something? I don't know how. I don't know if that's a thing that can happen. I'm not a doctor, but I just don't trust it.
And we move on to the top half of the trust meter at number 5. Chris Martin, who might be going on the IL, and that kind of bums me out a lot. I think we've gotten to the point in Chris Martin's Red Sox tenure where you look at him and you're like, God, you're just old. You're really old, aren't you, you old fuck? Oh, your shoulder hurts? Fucking wham, my shoulder hurts. Fucking take some horse tranquilizers like the rest of us. Get back in there and throw some goddamn innings. I'm only half kidding. But, like, he's looked mostly fine when we've seen him this season. I understand him having a bunch of trust equity, so he can stay here at number 5. That's fine until he sadly goes on the IL like every other player on the Boston Red Sox at some point this season. Number 4, Bernardino. He's really good. I don't think he's had a bad outing since he's been called back up. Like, I don't think there's been a single one. He's been great in every single appearance. Debatably, he should be above the next guy, but I don't even mind it because I think the next guy's really good too. Number 3, Greg Weissert. He's very good. He got BABIP'd in a couple games, and people were starting to panic a bit. Little Red Sox whiny piss babies on the internet. Like, oh my God, he allowed a pesky pull home run, and he had a bad strike 3 call, so he's a bad pitcher. Shut the fuck up! I hate all of you. You disgust me. Greg Weissert is a good pitcher, and he continues to prove that he's a good pitcher. He looked very good in the game. I saw him, and I'm happy that he's this high on the trust meter. He's deserving of trust. And number 2, Kenley Jansen. I just think he is Kenley Jansen now. He's back to himself. He's fine. So based on that alone, he's like, yeah, he's number 2. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Fame closer. He's at number 2. Good work. But he isn't better. He's actually a complete fucking bum compared to the guy who's number 1, which is Justin Slayton, who is, bar none, the best bullpen arm on this entire staff. I think every time I see him, I'm impressed. I think his stuff is consistently amazing. I think anytime he's done less than optimal, it's just because of just like either bad weak contact or the defense actively fucking trolling. So, like, I got a lot of love for Justin Slayton. I mean, this is the closer of the future. This is the guy who will take the reins from Kenley / Liam Hendricks whenever he comes back. So, yeah, Justin Slayton is the future, and what we get him from the Mets. Thank you, Mets. You're maybe the most brain dead organization in the league. You spend how much money? Apparently, it clogged up your ears or your eyes. Ed paused the recording. And we're back.
That was I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm going to say what I said before because you cut me off so rudely. But the money that the Mets have, it clogs anything they use to perceive quality in the game of baseball. So, there you go. Justin Slayton, pretty good, number 1. And that is the end of this edition of the Trusted Meter. Brought to you by my inner feelings of worthlessness.
Well, that kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, it's a little depressing.
That's all I end up all of them. What do you mean? That's it. Like pull the tape, the progressive, the replay, pull the tape on every Trusted Meter ever.
Yeah. You know what though? I like that you're airing your grievances. I appreciate that. I need the feedback. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really just well known as a guy who's like really meek, soft spoken.
You're a bully.
I kind of just sit back here and like don't give my opinion ever. Like
Never.
That's my biggest criticism. Like, I'm not critical enough of the guys on this team ever.
You need to be more critical.
Yeah, just a wallflower.
All right, so we've got a couple more things we want to do. Justin, it was the end of the month, so we had the tier list. Now, was this before or after Pablo got DFA'd?
Oh no, this was before.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like a day before he got DFA'd, unfortunately. I still probably would have included him regardless, only because he was pretty much on the team for almost the entire month. So that doesn't really, him not being on the team for 2 days doesn't really change anything for me. But that's what made me, I was able to come out with a tier list a couple days early. Because 2 days isn't really going to change my mind about anybody, and
Tell us about this one. Take us through it.
Yeah, I'll kind of run through it here real quick. I got it pulled up right now.
Do you want music in the background while you do it? Do you want a theme song?
You could, if you want to throw on some, Swedish death metal or something. That's totally fine with me.
This one just says rock. I'm gonna play rock.
We'll do rock. Let's rock with our fucking cocks out. Here we go. I'm gonna go from the top down. This song is fucking awesome. Top down, we're gonna do Baseball Jesus Pablo Reyes, rest in peace. He's still actually on waivers right now, so he could come back, I guess, and still reclaim that role. But we'll see. That is to be seen. Elite, we're gonna go. I went with Cutter, Hauk, Slayton, Willier, and Tyler O'Neill. All those guys' numbers match up with the elite players in MLB today. Yeah, I mean, these guys are fucking nasty at what they do, man. You know, good tier. Bayo, Duran, McGuire, Chris Martin, Bernardino. That's Sadon there. Yeah, definitely Sadon. Ref Snyder, Wong, and Devers. Pretty much all self-explanatory. You know, Sadon was Brady killing me, dude. Sadon was teetering on good, and then I just pushed him into good just because he had that 7 RBI night, and he's just been a difference maker. Him being a shortstop, so bad. Enmanuel Valdez and Winkowski's on the border of bad. I know a lot of people had issues with that. I think we just want to see him be a little more consistently good, and then he could be in the good tier. But to say this team would only have one bad player on it, I'm not doing this tier list justice. So, hospital tier: Casas, Story. Let's see, Chris Murphy, and that's Whitlock and Pavetta. All in body casts, all in the hospital. You know, some of them are never coming back for the season. Some of them hopefully will be back soon. It is to be seen. Too early to tell. We have Boozer, Zach Kelly, and that is Cooper Criswell, Cooper Criswell is starting to really make it into the good tier, I would say, for now. But yeah, it's still a little too early to tell. The players see him in the stands and they cry. That's one Liam Fennessy. Had the most historic streak of just shitty game after game after game in attendance I've ever seen in my entire life. Finally broke it. I think that was still in April. So I think he had a record in April of 1-8. I want to say, or that went back to last year. Not 100% sure, but all I can say is when the players see him in the stands, they know they're in line for an L.
Did Wally assault him?
Wally assaulted him. I think he offered him an envelope full of anthrax. And yeah, eventually unbanned him because he was in attendance of the 17-run game. So just absolutely broke that streak, and gotta love it, man. Love Liam. He's been on the show before, so that was pretty
Great
cool.
Guy.
Yeah. Masataka Yoshida, professional tour guide. Just, you know, this was before he went on the IL. Obviously, now he's not healthy enough to go on tour guides anymore. Yeah, just anytime, you know, he had a fucking 2 weeks off, but he wasn't hurt. He was just chilling, you know, in Cleveland and Pittsburgh, just showing the people around town. Next tier, writing down his excuses in the bullpen during the games. That's Kenley Jansen. And Devers is trying to make it into this tier as well as the good tier. He might be the first player that can be in multiple tiers at once. We will see. I don't know yet. China tier, obviously, Guangdong Tigers. We got Joely Rodriguez and Bobby Dahlbeck. Bobby Dahlbeck, home run today for Los Huepas de Worcester, right?
3 walks, too.
Yeah. And, you know, when someone puts a Red Sox jersey on him, all of a sudden he just turns into a fucking pumpkin. I really don't get it. Yeah, there's one less player on the bottom, but that's irrelevant. So, and then that's the tier list for March and April. So, you know, I'm taking notes for May, and we do have a new Baseball Jesus coming up in May and on, and I will be that will be a surprise. Well, it's not really a surprise if you're paying attention to my account. But
I know who it is.
Yeah.
It's the right pick.
I think so too. I think so too. I think he historically he looks a lot like Jesus too. I would say
a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit. I mean, if he had longer hair.
I'll say this: Jesus wasn't white. Historically speaking, he was from the Middle East.
Exactly. So that's the tier list.
I think my only note on the tier list is like I'd suggest like like for the hospital tier, right? Because there's some guys who just never come back. I suggest either a super hospital tier or just their dead tier, like they
The
fucking
morgue.
died. Morgue tier.
Yeah. I don't want to put any death on anybody. Super hospital, maybe we could do like
The super special hospital tier.
Yeah,
triage unit.
just maybe we could do hospital residency, but like an involuntarily one, something like that.
Well, that makes it sound like they're in like a mental hospital,
Yeah.
like that they were committed to. Which,
All
like
right,
Carl
I
Everett,
got
I
it.
guess, sure, but
We'll maybe there can be an Arkham Asylum tier.
oh, I like that.
Maybe,
I like that.
maybe
That's
we'll fuck with that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for bringing that on. It's one of the things that I look forward because I do the trust meter just about every day. You leave us wanting more with the tier list. I love the tier list.
I love the tier list too. I'm glad that I made it up, and I'm glad everyone enjoys it too.
So because we have all four of us here, gonna answer a couple questions from the mailbag. So this is from one of our favorites. We're going to start with Marty McFly. Hogdale knows him well as our favorite 3 up, 3 down guy from our previous show. But this is what Marty had to say. If the Red Sox maintain current winning percentage to the All-Star break, are they buyers? And if yes, who do you predict as targets? Lastly, Fisherman's Friend, must, as in good, or dust, as in bad. What is Fisherman's Friend?
No idea.
Is that like Grissom or?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What is he asking about Fisherman's Friend? What's the question?
If it's good or bad, but I don't know what Fisherman's Friend is.
The only thing I'm seeing here is that it's a strong menthol lozenge.
Huh.
Yeah, because I'm unaware of this magic. It escapes
I'm not
me.
either. We're gonna
maybe next podcast we'll buy some because it says it's sell at CVS. I'll try one on stream. I don't care.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good to me.
All right, I'll pick one up this week.
But to answer the first one, my thought is that if they're still like in contention, that's what Breslow is kind of brought into doing. We've already seen that they're willing to buy with Smith and Short and Cooper. So, yeah, I would think that they will. As far as targets go, we don't really know what teams are going to be out at this point. We don't really know who's going to be on the block. I would love, and this isn't going to happen. This is entirely like pipe dream hallucination, but I would love the Braves are just out of it and they trade the Red Sox Max Fried and then the Red Sox extend him for like 7 years. That's my dream, but it's not happening.
Yeah, I think the Marlins have already told the world that they're selling Josh Bell. Yeah. I mean, could you get a Jazz Chisholm maybe? Could you? I mean, they really don't have a whole lot of pitchers left. That's the thing. Everyone's on the shelf over there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
For Sandy and run his rehab.
Yeah, no, that's
not happening.
That wouldn't really help this year, though. You know what I mean?
No.
Like you would need. I don't know. Is Max Meyer an option?
In the minors right now. Do they have any relievers that are any good?
I have no idea. I'm assuming not because of the position that they're in right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too early. It's too early to be talking about this anyways. I mean, we're 1 month in. We could come back to this question in a couple months if we want to.
I think we all agree, yes, though. In addition, if there are things, that is not mortgaging the future, but just trying to, support what is.
Yeah. I mean, if they keep this pace up with like this caliber of pitching, I feel like you have no choice but to try to win now. Because, like don't waste this.
And this is one thing that I would say during like the Bloom regime that I would, if he were still running it, I would say probably not, just because of what we saw over the years with it. Much more conservative. I think that we've seen that Breslow is willing to go in and make a few pickups already. So yeah, I would be very surprised if he didn't do it again, assuming the situation is the same. So thank you, Marty. Our next question is from Boston Bullpen Enjoyer, and it's, where does Bobby Dalbec keep his voodoo doll? That's a great question. Do you think that it's voodoo, or do you think it's just a good old fashioned curse that was placed? Or I don't even think that it's necessarily negative. I think that he's just blessed that he just keeps getting opportunities no matter how poorly he performs.
Yeah, I think it could be both. It really could be both. I mean, it could be like, for me, he probably keeps his voodoo doll in the cage because I don't think anybody's ever seen Bobby Dalbec in a cage before. I mean, let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like, he just doesn't hit. He's never there. No one's gonna look for him there. You know what I mean? So maybe he keeps it in the batting cage. I think he does also narrowly escape DFA after DFA after DFA. He's just fucking hang around until he's 40 years old, man. I don't get it.
I can't remember if I said this on stream or if it was a tweet. Like I said, like fucking, like I just need to know like who Bobby Dahlbeck's god is, because I need to start worshiping them, because clearly he picked the right one. He figured it out. He saw the forest through the trees and figured out like what religion is correct.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out what Bobby's doing so I can convert to it.
I'd like to as well.
I mean, yeah, in terms of like where he keeps his voodoo doll, I mean, yeah, it's like you got to look through places like where people would never think to look. So like, I don't know, does he keep it like in maybe it's like a friend of a former teammate? Does he keep it in Matt Andrees's apartment? You know, like maybe these are things we need to consider.
Ryan Brazier's apartment.
Maybe he keeps it in fucking between maybe in fucking stored inside of Josh Taylor's taint. I mean, it's really there's options we need to consider here, because clearly like this thing is eluding us. We have no fucking clue where it's hidden at.
Well, here's a question, Brady. Where do you keep your Matt Barnes voodoo doll?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still my thunder. I had a little Matt Barnes update here for you in a minute. My Matt Barnes doll is locked away in a safe. It's fireproof, it's flood-proof, earthquake-proof. I have to make sure that at all times I have it. It has a retinal scan, fingerprint. I take it very serious, and I can't tell you where in the house it is, but it's safe.
So what's your Matt Barnes update?
So I just want to let you know that old friend Matt Barnes, I like to just do a weekly head up, is in his last 7 games, he's pitched 7 innings and allowed 11 hits and 8 earned runs. So Matty
You're riding high.
Oh, he's just picking up where he left off, and if you said, well, boy, that's only the last 7 games. Over his last 15, it's 13 and a third with 16 hits and 10 earned runs allowed. So, he fucking sucks. So I'm loving it. So,
the Nationals have a second reliever named Barnes. They also have Jacob Barnes on their team. Does he
problem.
suck also by comparison, or is it just Matt Barnes? Like, it's not a
Barnes.
Matt Barnes thing.
Yeah, my hate only sticks to one Barnes.
Okay, so do you have any feelings on Binky Barnes?
No, but I would love to know more about Binky Barnes.
Binky Barnes is a bulldog from the television show Arthur. He's a bully, but he's also afraid of the dark, and he has a sensitive side.
I get that. I feel like I identify a little bit with Binky Barnes, actually. So,
me too. I think we all. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Boston Bullpen Enjoy here. The next one is from our fellow Hogdale's fellow Iowa person, Alexander the Average. When all the pitchers are healthy, what's your starting rotation? Do you keep Cooper in there, or question mark? And we talked about this pretty extensively. But let's just name our 5, each of us. Mine would be, I'd go, this is the order, I'd go Houck, Bayo, Crawford, Pivetta, Whitlock. Hogdale?
I'm basically you copied my whole fucking flow word for word, bar for bar. So yeah, basically, that's I don't have much to add. I basically agree with that.
Brady?
We're good for the first 4, no problem. Slot in Cooper and my number 5 and leave Whitlock as a 1 or 2 inning back end reliever, and you have yourself a team that's gonna make a lot of noise.
Justin?
I am with Brady pretty much. That's my rotation until Cooper Criswell either kind of turns back into a pumpkin or regresses back to the mean, and then you can put Whitlock there. Yeah.
Hogdale's my ride or die, just as I expected. Thank you, Mr. Hogdale. And also thank you for being correct as usual.
Good job, Hogdale.
Yeah, no problem, brother. No problem.
It's in the fucking zone, bro.
You guys are just not going to be happy until his fucking body breaks apart. But goddamn,
I don't want it to.
You do.
The best swingman in the league.
No, you want Garrett Whitlock. No, you want Whitlock's body to fall apart. That's what you want.
You're goddamn right, I do.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
All right. I don't want to. I just saw the private chat thing there, and we could go into that. But let's get through the mailbag first before
Yes,
we change topics here. This is from Laser Show AJ15. I know it is tough to say and a small sample size, but what do you guys think of Grissom? Also, why is Zach Short on this team? I also miss Massa. There's a lot of things at once there, which is cool. I guess I'll start on this one. I like Grissom. I think he should be their everyday second baseman. Short's there because he plays good defense and he's a right-handed bat. He's kind of like an upgraded Pablo in some ways. You can DFA him and probably not feel bad about it also if you decide, okay, it's Nick Sogard's time or something like that. I don't have an issue with them bringing in Short. He's like the 26th man on the roster. Like, who cares? What was the other part of that?
He missed Massa.
Yeah.
I
miss him too.
Yeah.
I enjoy Massa, but he does. I just want to say this because I tweeted it, but I think Massa's a good player. I think that him not being on the roster makes it much easier to manage the roster. He's a man that just doesn't really have a great spot on this specific team, but I do think he's an above average major league hitter. But anybody have anything to add to that answer?
I don't have anything to add really. I mean, bringing in Short really made sense because for the longest time we were like, let's bring in. I saw people saying let's try out, Andrelton Simmons and fucking everyone else who was defense first, and that's exactly what you're getting with Zach Short. I mean, he's probably a better hitter than Andrelton Simmons is right now. He's pretty much Pablo Reyes with better defense, like you said, Ed. It makes sense to have him, I guess, on the team. And we all miss Massa too, obviously.
All right. And that leads us into our last question. This is from Mike Carp Fam. And Brady, I'm directing this one at you because I think of the four of us, you'll have the funniest answer. Okay. Should we create an encampment in Fenway Park until Cora treats Massa properly? Kind of like what's happening on college campuses, but for Massa justice.
Oh.
I understand that a lot of people have a lot of strong feelings about Masataka Yoshida. I too have some strong feelings about Mr. Yoshida. What I can say is I hope he heals up, right? I don't wish for an injury in any way, shape, or form. I did buy his jersey for my son. I do regret that purchase. I'd like to have that money back. If that's what we're worried about right now, then that's weird. No, we shouldn't fucking worry about having an encampment for him because he's not a very good player. He's overrated by a lot, and nobody would take him his salary right now, even if you gave a bag of balls. So, no.
So that's your answer. We're not having any Massa protests, I guess, is what I'm looking. Okay, well, so goes Brady, so goes the rest of us. So that's that.
Yeah.
So apparently just answer it. They ask us questions, we give them answers. But that's our mailbag. Thank you guys so much. We got our last segment to do, but apparently the new Drake big drop. We talked about that a little bit earlier. What's going on with that, Hogdale? Is it any good?
I haven't listened to it. I have no fucking clue. I was literally just texting Justin because I know that he is interested, and I just thought I'd let him know as a courtesy, like, hey, Drake dropped.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it either.
Let's do our last segment then, so we can get out of here and listen to Drake accuse Kendrick Lamar of being a pedophile or something.
It's probably going to be about 6 minutes of him saying, "Nuh-uh, no,
yeah, no, you don't."
Honestly, that's pretty. If it really was that, it would be pretty fucking hilarious. Like, honestly, that would be pretty great.
This is literally the ultimate nuh-uh versus yaha moment in the history of
Hogdale, what's our next series?
Oh God, fuck it! Let me get it pulled up. I believe we're playing against the Braves, are we not?
Yeah,
it's another 2-game. Why do we always do 2-game series?
I don't know. It's really weird. It is,
right?
It's like it's weird because Braves obviously used to be Boston way back in the day, but then Yankees and Mets kind of do the same thing. They have 2 games Why though?
Like you said, it's a 2-gamer. Game 1 is Cutter Crawford, 2-1 with a 1.56 ERA against Reynaldo Lopez, who low-key has had a phenomenal year as well, 2-1 with a 1.50 ERA.
Yeah, he's been really good. I'm going Red Sox on this one just because I think I think that this is going to be a slugfest. I think that both pitchers' ERAs are going to be like above 3 at the end of it, but I think that the Red Sox are going to win this one. I don't know why. I'm just feeling good about it.
I'm also feeling Sox. I'm big Sox feeling right now.
Sox broke out the bats today finally, so I think that's going to carry over. Get a little respite tomorrow, and then keep carrying over.
Yeah, Sox win this one for me too.
Okay, cool. So we got one.
And then game 2 is TBD, but we presume it's going to be Nick Pivetta coming back.
Hell
against Chris Sale.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've seen this game. I've seen this movie enough to know that Sale's going to shove. I think this one's Braves. I've seen this movie.
I'm picking the Sox. I don't care. You have little faith. Disgusting.
And I've seen the movie too, and I don't like the way it ends. So yeah, it's the Braves.
Chris Sale's throwing a perfect game, 27 strikeouts in the house that he built.
Yes, that is what's happening.
Yep.
Or he's going to throw like 6 innings, and his arm is going to like fly off of the last pitch and lands on the catcher's mitt, but it's going to be like a strike because the batter's going to be so disturbed by what he just witnessed.
Exactly.
It's not going to swing.
Yeah. Does he line up for the next series? Oh no, that's a month away. Never mind. Good.
All right. So we got Braden Bayo making a rehab start on Tuesday. He'll be back in the rotation soon. Anybody have anything else? This is almost an hour and a half long episode, which is long for us. We had a lot packed in here. So if you made it this far, thank you for sticking around. We're glad that you did that. Does anybody have anything to add?
Chris Martin IL. Other than that, I mean, we talked about that already, but that's kind of newer news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good.
Pretty epic.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys on Thursday, I guess. Yeah, Thursday.
Thank you, Drake.